Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're doing good today, and I hope everything is going well for you. Well, I went shopping today, and I got 10 Golden Lace Wyandotte chicks. So I thought I'd make a video. If you've never raised chicks before, I'm going to show you how simple and how easy it is to get set up. It doesn't require anything real fancy. It's not that hard. I'm going to tell you everything that you need, and I'm going to give you some tips, some stuff that I've learned. I've raised several batches of chicks, and so guys, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Now, to make the video kind of speed up a little bit, what this is, I'm going to, and I apologize because I'm going to have to move this camera around a little bit, but let's start right at the very beginning. This is just a plastic tote. That's all it is. Guys, you don't need anything fancy. You can use a cardboard box if you want. Now, one thing that I have learned, and I do recommend, keep it up off the ground. Okay, I've got this one on sawhorses. A couple reasons why. One, I have this out in my garage, and you want to keep the chicks out of any drafts, okay? You don't want them getting sick, and keeping them out of any wind helps. So my garage door, I get drafts underneath it, so I want to keep it up. Another one is if you have pets, anything like that, you might not want to leave them on the ground where something can get into it. Now, this is just bedding. It's just pine shavings. It's not real expensive, and you're going to clean this probably a couple times by the time you take them out to the chicken pen. So I don't do anything fancy, nothing like that. Just the cheapest thing I can get, and it works really good. Now, this right here is it's just 2 bricks, okay? This waterer, you don't want it setting right down on top of your shavings because, for one thing, after these guys, they've only been in here for a few minutes. After a while, they'll get to scratching and digging through all this, and it'll end up right there in your water, and you'll be cleaning it constantly. So I try to keep it where the shavings, try to keep them out of there a little bit. Now the food, I got it up on a brick too, because they'll start scratching and they'll get them shavings in there, which ain't near as bad as the water. Now, tip number 1, I learned this. I'm going to share it. Somebody told me, and I'm going to share it with everybody. When you get your chicks, let me see one of you. Okay, before you put them all in there, the very first thing, when you take them out of the container that you bought them in, take them over and dip their beaks down in the water. Okay? And you're not going to hurt them, but that lets them know where the water is. Okay? They don't have a problem with the food. They jumped right on the food. But the water, I've found that it just helps them get to the water faster. And so that's a good tip. Now, I've went over pretty much, except for one thing, everything that you need. And it comes down, anybody can raise chicks as long as you do these 3 things. Keep them dry. Make sure their bedding is dry. Keep them warm, which we're going to get into that here in just a second. And clean water and food. I guess that's 4 things. But guys, if you do that, you will have success. Trust me. Now, before I get the heat lamp on here, because it makes it look kind of funny, let me explain to you. I bought these as a straight run. So if you've never messed with chickens before, buying chicks, there are 3 different ways you can buy them. You can buy them all males, you can buy them all females, or you can buy straight run. Straight run is just a mix. whatever hatchery they bought them from didn't sex them, and so they just sold them male and female together. So I've got 10. I'm not for sure exactly how many is going to be male and female. I got some with different markings and things like that, but that's the risk that you run when you buy a straight run chick. Now, they are cheaper. If you buy all females, you're probably going to pay a little more. Now, here's another tip. Don't buy Golden Lace Wyandottes as a meat bird. Buy a Cornish cross, because it's going to take these guys a long time to get up to an eating size. So money-wise, it's not worth it. Okay. Now, these chicks here, pretty much any chick, you're going to have 5 months invested in it before you get an egg. So again, you're going to have a little bit of money by the time you see your first egg. So let's get into the heat lamp. Now, first thing I recommend, get one. I've had this one forever. Get one with a clamp. And I'm going to move you around and I'm going to show you why. And again, I apologize for this. But what I've got, this is just a scrap piece of wood and a C-clamp. And I want to hook this on here. And I think people do kind of tend to get intimidated by the heat lamp. Guys, your chickens are going to tell you whether that light is too close or not close enough. If you put it over here in the corner and try and keep it away from your feed and water, if they just run underneath there, if they're just staying right here, running over, getting something to drink and running back, that means they're cold, okay? So you might want to lower it just a little bit more. If they stay all the way over there by the feed and water and they just hang out like right out in here, it's probably too close. You can see I just set this in here, and it is a little bit chilly today, but not bad. But this tells me I'll keep an eye on them, and I'll see how they do after they warm up. And if they just stay right there, I might move it down just a little bit. But from experience, I can kind of figure I'm doing pretty good. The only other thing is, sometimes they'll get like a diarrhea or something like that. So you want to check if they've got manure plastered to their backside. Take a warm rag and clean that off. You don't want anything, you don't want them getting where they can't poop, so to speak, trying to be nice about it. So that's another really good tip. But other than that, guys, I come out here, I'll eat supper out here watching these things. They're so much fun to watch and watch them get their feathers. And there again, you're not going to let them go outside until they're fully feathered. But that's for another video. Well, guys, that's it. It doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be super expensive. One more tip, and golly, I'm sorry I forgot about this, but this is important. Let me do this. Okay, if you've never used one of these waterers before, I'm going to save you some problems. Okay, you see right here, you see that hole? Okay, what these are, this is just a gravity feed water. So when you fill that up with water, it's going to be upside down. Well, then when you turn it, your water is going to come out of here, okay? And it's going to fill that up. You want that hole to the low side. Chances are not everything's going to be perfectly level. And it's really hard to see, but this side has more water in it than this side. And right here's where my hole is. If you flip it around the other way where that hole's on the high side, it's going to just keep letting water out. And then on this side, that water's just going to run out, and it's going to ruin your bedding. So guys, that's a real good tip. If you've never messed with one, you know, that might save you some bedding. Well, guys, let me know what you think. And, you know, like I say, I really do love raising chickens. And I just hope everybody else gets into it. You'll love it. Trust me. So that's the video. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good day.